So today we are going to learn about two very important concepts. The first concept is velocity time graphs. Velocity time graphs. Okay. So let's say we have a velocity time graph as shown over here. The x-axis is time and the y-axis is velocity. Okay. And let's say we have a graph. Let me pick a different color. We have a graph which runs this way. Okay. So if let's say this is the velocity time graph, then what's very important to understand is that the area under this velocity time graph will give you the displacement. Okay. So to put it in other words, S is equals to slash V or delta V into delta T. Okay, as we already know this, because what is delta V? Delta V is nothing but the displacement upon time. We already know that, right? So the area, okay, so if you want to calculate the displacement of this particle, we just have to calculate the area under the graph. And in this case, if you see, the area under the graph can be considered as, this is a rectangular area plus the area of this triangle. Okay, so if you have to add the area of this rectangle plus the area of this triangle, that would give us the total displacement. Now the second concept that we are going to learn is acceleration time graph. Okay, so let's say look at the similar graph, and we have time on the x-axis, but the y-axis is acceleration, which is typically in meter per second square. And if you were to draw a similar graph out here, okay, let me just pick a different color. Then the area, right, of under this graph, the area under this graph will give us the delta V, or change in velocity. Okay, because as we know, delta, so what we'll have is delta V is nothing but A into delta T, right? And we already know this, that acceleration is nothing but delta V upon delta T, and hence the area under the graph will always give you delta V, okay, in acceleration time graph.
So in this sum we have the acceleration time graph of a particle moving along a straight line is as shown in the figure. At what time the particle acquires its initial velocity? So let the initial velocity be u, and what they've asked over here is at what time the particle acquires its initial velocity. So what does acquire initial velocity mean? Acquire initial velocity means that v, that is the final velocity, should become equal to u at some point in the graph. So let's draw the graph once. Ts and 10. So this is the graph. Over here it's accelerating, and over here it's 0. The acceleration is 0, and over here it decelerates back. So at what point, so suppose this is the initial velocity and it's accelerating, and again it starts decelerating over here. So at some point over here, let us take that will come back to its initial velocity, this velocity over here, t0 at time t0, will be same as this point over here, the starting point. So when will the final velocity of a particle become equal to its initial velocity? That is when v is equals to u. So we all know that the area over here is delta v. So delta v is the difference in the velocity, that is final velocity minus initial velocity, which if this is the case, with v is equals to u, then v minus u will be 0. And we know that delta v is the area of this triangle over here. And so over here this angle is theta and this angle is theta. This is 4. So in order for the area, that is delta v, to become 0, this area of this triangle should be equal to this area. As this is positive, whatever is above the x-axis, that is t time axis, should be positive, and whatever comes below the t-axis is taken as negative. So this area will be negative and this area will be positive. So let us write this like area of triangle ABC minus area of triangle CDE. Wait, I forgot to mark this. A, B, C, E and D. So area of triangle ABC minus area of triangle CDE is equal to 0. So it's actually plus over here, but as the area is, the triangle is below the time axis, so it's taken as negative. So area of ABC minus area of CDE triangle. So we can write this as area of triangle ABC is equal to area of triangle CDE, which is half into BC into AB is equal to half into EC into ED. Now as you see in this triangle, we can take it as tan theta in the ABC triangle is equal to AB upon BC. That is AB is equals to BC tan theta, and tan theta in the second triangle, that is CED, is DF DE upon EC, which is DE is equals to EC tan theta. So the equation we had was 1 upon 2 BC into AB equal to 1 upon 2 into EC into ED. But yeah, now we can substitute. That is 1 upon 2 into BC into BC tan theta is equals to 1 upon 2 into EC into EC tan theta. So tan theta, half get cancelled, and we get BC square is equal to EC square, which is BC is equal to EC. Now what is the value of BC as seen in the triangle? So as we know, BC is 4 and EC, so EC is this right over here. EC is TO, whatever point we take over here, minus 4, that is TO is equals to 8. So this is the answer, and we can find the same 8 again over here, as these two triangles are congruent, that is theta theta, and the side and the area is same. So we can take the BC is equal to CE. So if this is 4, this is 4, so the total is 8.